No one accused you. No one raised their voice. The message only said, okay, but now you are reading it for the fifth time. Was it too short? Did something change? Did you say too much? Should you explain yourself before they misunderstand you? Within seconds, your mind has built an entire conflict from a single word. And somehow, you are already preparing an apology for something you cannot even identify. If this feels familiar, your guilt may not always be responding to something you did. Sometimes, it is responding to uncertainty. Healthy guilt usually has a clear message. I did something that went against my values, and I need to repair it. But the guilt we are talking about today is different. It appears before any wrongdoing has been established. Someone becomes quiet, and you wonder what you did. A friend takes longer than usual to reply, and you mentally review your last conversation. A person walks into the room looking tired, and your first thought is not, they must have had a difficult day. It is, are they upset with me? Nothing has been confirmed, yet your body reacts as if a verdict is coming. Your chest tightens. Your attention narrows. You begin searching for clues. You remember your last message, your tone of voice, the joke that may have sounded wrong, and the moment you could have responded differently. Your mind is no longer asking, what happened? It is asking, how was this my fault? Why would the brain do that? Because uncertainty can feel more threatening than blame. Blame is painful, but at least it gives the mind an explanation. If the problem is you, then perhaps you can fix it. You can apologize, become quieter, explain more clearly, or make yourself easier to deal with. Self-blame can create a temporary sense of control. The alternative is admitting that another person's mood may have nothing to do with you, and that you cannot always know what they are thinking. For a mind that struggles with uncertainty, that can feel unbearable. So it chooses an explanation, even a painful one, rather than sitting with no explanation at all. This pattern does not come from one universal cause. For some people, it may develop after spending a long time around unpredictable reactions. Perhaps small mistakes sometimes received large responses. Perhaps silence meant that conflict was coming. Perhaps you learned to study facial expressions, footsteps, or changes in tone before anyone told you what was wrong. For others, it may grow from being praised for being easy, helpful, mature, or never causing problems. You may have learned that keeping everyone comfortable was part of being a good person. Eventually, noticing other people's emotions stops being simple empathy. It starts feeling like responsibility. But there is an important difference between noticing a mood and causing it. You can recognize that someone is quiet without assuming you made them quiet. You can care about someone's feelings without accepting responsibility for every feeling they experience. And you can make a mistake without turning that mistake into evidence that something is wrong with who you are. This is where guilt can quietly change into shame. Guilt says, I may have done something wrong. Shame says, I am the thing that is wrong. When there is no clear evidence, the mind can move from one to the other very quickly. A delayed reply becomes, I am annoying. A tired expression becomes, I am a burden. A change in someone's energy becomes, people eventually get tired of me. Notice how far the story has traveled. It began with one unanswered message and ended as a judgment about your entire identity. The goal is not to stop caring about how your actions affect people. The goal is to separate genuine responsibility from imagined responsibility. The next time guilt appears without a clear reason, try asking 3 questions. First, what do I actually know? Use only observable facts. Their reply was shorter than usual. They have been quiet today. They canceled our plan. These are facts. They are angry with me. I ruined everything. They no longer care about me. These may be interpretations, not facts. Second, what am I adding to the situation? Maybe you are filling silence with an old fear. Maybe your mind is treating uncertainty as proof of rejection. Maybe you are assuming that if someone feels bad, you must have caused it. Naming the assumption does not automatically make it disappear, but it stops the assumption from disguising itself as certainty. Third, is there anything real for me to repair? If you remember a specific action that may have hurt someone, you can ask, listen, take responsibility, and apologize honestly. But if you cannot identify an action and the other person has not communicated a problem, you do not need to confess to an imaginary offense. You can choose a calm check-in instead. You seem a little quiet today. Is everything okay? Then allow their answer to belong to them. Do not rush to provide your own accusation. Do not say, I know you are upset with me, when you do not know that. And do not apologize merely to force reassurance from them. Sometimes people are tired. Sometimes they are distracted. Sometimes they are dealing with something private. And yes, sometimes they may be upset with you. But even then, a healthy relationship does not require you to read minds. It allows room for communication. You are allowed to wait for information before putting yourself on trial. At first, this may feel irresponsible. Your mind may tell you that relaxing your vigilance will make you careless, selfish, or unprepared. But releasing imagined guilt is not the same as avoiding accountability. Real accountability begins with evidence, communication, and a specific action. Automatic self-blame begins with fear. One helps you repair relationships. The other keeps you apologizing for existing inside them. So, the next time a message feels colder than usual, pause before building the rest of the story. Ask what you know. Notice what you assumed. Repair what is real. And let uncertainty remain uncertainty until you have more information. Not every silence is punishment. Not every change in someone's mood is a message about you. And not every uncomfortable feeling is proof that you have done something wrong. Sometimes, guilt is not asking you to apologize. Sometimes, it is asking you to stop treating yourself as guilty before anyone has even made an accusation. What is the smallest signal that makes you think someone is upset with you? A short reply? A different tone? Or simply silence? Share it in the comments. You may discover that you are not the only person whose mind completes a story before the facts arrive.